okie dokie, okie dokie, dokie dokie. So here's how it goes. Alright, you can't see me. I'm fucking way down here. So here is what's going on. What do you mean that battery is almost dead? I just pulled it off the charger. What are we doing now? Why is this like this? So, I decided I was gonna record a video. I recorded the video. I did it, I'm editing it, I'm bored editing it. And like, if I'm bored, if I'm not engaged, how's anybody else gonna get engaged? So, it is 9 p.m. I have like taken the nighttime pills, they're gonna kick in. I had a day at work, I got yelled at for stuff that's not my fault. I got yelled at for stuff I didn't do. Someone addressed me as Ms., and I'm not old enough for that, I feel like, and they spelled my last name Sausowitz, and that's fine, whatever. But, I was just like, I can't, I gotta do another take on this. I can't expect you to watch this. And I realized that the reason the last one is cursed is that I had shoes on the bed, and it's my bed, and I think I have that right. But you know what? You know what? It's not working. It's not working, so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna rip the battery out of one of the other cameras I have, and we're gonna move on. In my car, editing a video. I just want to clarify one thing that I think is kind of worth noting, and that is that Midnight pees on the blankets, so that's why they're folded up at the bottom of the bed. And the pink hair transfers onto pillowcases, which is why all of them look orange. But the cat was comfortable on the pillowcase, so I wasn't going to move her, because that's bad luck. But I'm not going to fucking re-record this video just because I had a cardigan hanging on one of my Keytars, and my cat was on a half-done pillow. So one day I will have an actual YouTube studio and I will do things in there, but until then we're gonna do things in front of the Keytar wall on my bed while my cat sits there and does nothing. I can't believe the battery. It's a topic I want to talk about, I just seem to suck at doing it. Okay. And you might notice that okay, so the reason I had shoes on the bed, I want to start out with is that I'm in a boot for ankle tendonitis. You might say, Pink, I thought you had wrist tendonitis. Turns out I can have multiple tendonitis at one go. So, hi, and welcome back to me having Anything for Love by Meatloaf stuck in my head for 47 straight hours. We're here because of this. So I do need to like talk about a little bit of backstory here and the reason why this all has sort of culminated. First things first, for those of you who don't know, I am into EGL Lolita fashion, and I purchased this at one point to see what it would be like. It is a replica of a $500 dress, and it is the worst garment I've ever seen. I bought that a long time ago, and I've gotten great enjoyment out of it for my entire life, since I bought it. It looks like a trash bag. I frequently just use it when people say, oh, how bad's it going to be to buy something on eBay, buy $15 Lolita on eBay, maybe you'll get something good. You won't get something good. Anyway, part 2, I sell sewing machines. That's my job. I sell sewing machines at a store, and we sell sewing machines, and I did it today except I didn't actually sell any machines. I closed the store and we had $200 in sales. That's so shitty. I sell sewing machines, and one of the things that we sell is this thing called the sensor Q-foot. One of the things that sets our sewing machines apart is that they have a sensor in the bar that holds the foot that tells the machine how thick the fabric is. And when you use the sensor Q-foot, it lets you embroider with that sensor system. It's great. If you have a machine that has the exclusive sensor system, you should probably get the sensor Q-foot. I love it. Anyway, it's $45. I found a place that was selling sensor Q bootleg feet on Amazon for 12 bucks each. I had to check the reviews, and the reviews are great. They start with, like, it broke after one project, and then they progress to, it fucked up my sensor system, and I had to get a tech to fix it, which progressed to the plastic on the Q-foot. The Q-foot goes bop, 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 bop. I'll put up a video of it. It goes bop, 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 bop. And the plastic on it from repeatedly touching the fabric deformed, and it wouldn't touch the fabric anymore because it was bent upwards. To my favorite, I was watching it and the hinge broke and it shot small pieces of metal at my face. The reason why we're discussing replicas and bootleg feet is because there are replica Keytars right there. For those of you who are not familiar, this is the Yamaha SHS 300 sonogenic Keytar. Sometimes they sell it as a mini Keytar because it has mini keys. This is it. I've described it in all its glory as Carl was given 5 minutes of training in Google SketchUp and decided to design a Keytar. It is distinct in that it is so bizarre and unpolished. Why is the speaker round when everything else is built on right angles? I'm texting. Why is it like this? But somebody decided make a replica. This is the Big Fun BF3755. Now, I've seen this advertised as a Keytar for children, and maybe that's good, but when I purchased it, the listing that I got it from advertised it as a Keytar for beginners and adults. But we need to take a moment to address why this looks like this. And I believe it is because if you are scrolling through eBay, you're going fast. eBay is not like Amazon where the highlight is what the thing is. It's usually based on pictures and price. And because eBay's a bidding site, it's not uncommon to see a very expensive item at a low price because it's being bid on. And their goal is to make you buy this instead of this. It's like, those Disney rip-off movies or the stuff by the Asylum where they're trying to get you to buy the wrong thing at Blockbuster Video. There's just this element of this that I'm really annoyed by. And the other thing is that they made a lot of promises on the Amazon listing that they did not fulfill. I have such a hesitation that people who were interested in impulse buying a Keytar at 5 a.m. bought this, and then they get it and they go, obviously that's not the Yamaha Sonogenic 300. I think maybe they'll like this, and it's just not very good. And it doesn't live up to its expectations. My dude, you need to stop. So, it's not really bad, it's just... No, it's really bad. 37 mini keys. I recently realized that they will sustain for like on the... They will actually sustain if you hold down the key, which appears to be its only redeeming feature. The keys are notable in that if you play too many at a time, in addition to the fact that it only can play 4 keys at once, if you play too many at a time, or in the wrong angle, it gets confused and just starts playing the wrong notes. This is the only Keytar I have that actually plays the wrong notes. Oh, of course it's not doing it now. Okay, we're gonna use a clip from a previous take because I can't make it work right now. There we go. But it was advertised as 128 voice polyphony. It's not. But the thing that makes it so fascinating to me is that out of all of the features of the SHS 300 that they decided to double down and have, what did they pick? Was it the vibrato button instead of a mod wheel? No. Was it the pitch bend wheel that is significantly too small for the slot that it's been put in? No, it wasn't that. You know what it was that they decided to rip off? Was jam mode. For those of you who are new, jam mode lets your Keytar sync to your chord tracker app, which I'm not going to demo right now because my iPad battery is dead and I don't know where the charger is. But so it lets you sync to that. It will change the chord programmed in here via Bluetooth and get you a chord that's the same chord as what's in the song. And then this will just so you can and you can't play the wrong note. I have made multiple videos about how jam mode isn't fun and it's just a bad idea. And the main thing is that it takes the power to make music away from you. And the single most offensive thing about this is that there is jam mode on this. Their knockoff jam mode, which is called Ocon, which I believe I read at one point stands for one key, one note. But it has the pure... it has the nerve to be better. It's not a more effective thing. It's not as good for parties. It's not fun. But it actually is kind of fun, because what it does is it... There's a... And now you have to match the rhythm. Because if you don't match the rhythm, it doesn't sound like... And you can practice this and get better at it. And you can learn the rhythm and where it does grace notes wrong and things like that to get it to actually sound like the song. And there's a chance for improvement. And there's a chance to do it wrong. And because of that, you can enjoy it as a game. And the fact that this garbage replica has the nerve to have something better than jam mode. I wasn't so mad about it until I decided to try to film this video after a day at work. And here we are now. It's always such a pleasure. The other thing you need to know about this is that the button selection sounds like that. Because somebody decided that that was okay. This also has a rechargeable battery, which none of my other Keytars do. It's got a built-in rechargeable battery that charges via USB-C. And I appreciate that I'm not wasting good AA's on this. It just bothers me so much. And, it's one of those things. Anyhow, let's go real quick through the features that they claimed that this had. I had them written down. I don't fucking know where that is. We're back to me swearing. I stopped swearing for a while. This at least has the decency to have a headphone jack so I can get a direct in line. Here we go. 37 key mini Keytar. Alright, we can't deny that that is what this is. Has many keys. It is a smaller version of the one they're ripping off, so that's nice. 37 key mini Keytar. Portable keyboard. It is portable. It is a keyboard. Piano. Yes. Guitar. No. Electronic organ. No. Keyboard. Yes. Sonogenic. No. Sonogenic is a made-up word that Yamaha decided to use for their Keytars. This is not sonogenic. Keytar, yes, with multifunctional keys. No, not a single one of these keys does more than one purpose, with the exception of arguably start-stop, which, no. Start-stop doesn't even serve multi-purpose. I was gonna say it starts and it stops, but it doesn't. Stop is a designated button with multifunctional keys. What they're talking about there is that they took this text directly off the, SHS 300 listing, and this has, like, if you press function and press this G, so here we are, it's your octave shift. Some people love that function, some people hate that function. I'm kind of neutral about it. Anyway, with multifunction keys, wireless Keytar, yes. Controller, no. To be a controller, as far as I can tell, you have to be able to operate a separate instrument from this one. That's like a MIDI controller, where I can take that and I can plug it into a tone box and I can play the tone box's features out of this. You can't do that remotely. The only output you have is a headphone. You get an aux in and a mic as well. Educational. It is educational in that when you get this in the mail, you go, oh, I should have looked at that listing better. So you get that education. They get educational musical instrument, allegedly, for beginners, red. It is red. I want to talk real quick about for beginners, because I run into this at work a lot too. So my store sells 2 lines of sewing machines. I sell sewing machines at work. They're basically our budget and our premier line. And people will come in and they say, I want something basic for a beginner, and it's hard to tell what they mean sometimes, because sometimes they mean, oh, I want a sewing machine that will support me in my growth. I want a machine that doesn't overwhelm me. And then there's people who say, I don't want to spend a lot of money on a machine, and it's my job to know what those mean. I read people about as well as I read Latin, so it's kind of tricky for me, but you know what? We do what we need to do. But when people are like, I want to get something for a beginner, there's a point where you get something so cheap that it's actually harder to use than, a decent quality something. So when they say for beginners, what they're saying is it's trash, and I hate that. Where's the fucking description? Where's the money, Lebowski? Okay, so it doesn't have the description anymore for some reason, but it said it had 128 voice polyphony. I should have screenshot all this, but Hi, editing Pink and Mitty here. Hard at work editing and making some bread. I just want to say that when I say it has no 32 voice polyphony, I am taking into account how the rhythm tracks arguably use a voice. That's not the case here because both the rhythm tracks they're not played in real time, they're recorded and played back, so that's not using voices. And also, when you switch a rhythm track on, it goes into 1 key at a time mode. I don't even want to call it monophonic mode because it's not functional as monophonic mode. But it goes into 1 key at a time mode, and so that's not using 32 voices. So that's a thing I took into account, and it's still wrong. Proof that it's me. It says I have 128 voice polyphony. That is Seroquel starting to hit, everybody. Said it came with a microphone. Mine did not come with a microphone. It doesn't really matter right now because this Amazon listing says it's out of stock and they don't know when or if it'll be back in stock. So that's a bummer. I wonder if they just had a single one in stock. Just the one, and I bought it. That's how this is. It has your great tones. That's piano. Bells. They call that saxophone, I guess. And I think one of those is supposed to be xylophone. The fact is it has no guitar voices at all. So, that's great. Me again, just wanted to say that the dissonance there is not intentional. That is the Keytar playing the wrong note, because sometimes when you try to play all 4 notes that it's capable of, it just can't do it. I don't know what else to say. I'm getting very tired. Maybe this was a better take. I don't know if this was a better take. Hopefully it was shorter. But what I do want to say is that there's an anime out there called Ghost Stories, and it is the single most perfect thing in the entire world. The voice actors found out as they were recording it, or before they were recording it, that they were doing it to fulfill a contractual obligation, and that it would probably never be published anywhere, so they just said very strange things, and it is a piece of art. I hope that you like that. Anyway, this is the part where I ask you to comment and subscribe, because when I say that, people actually comment and subscribe. Commenting really boosts the visibility of the video because YouTube thinks it's more interesting than it actually is. I would also like to thank everybody on Patreon who's put up with me not being very active there, and my cat, who is a piece of art. Yes, you're so good. You're so good. Yeah. Everybody else today was talking about how when you travel cross country with your cat, you gotta sedate them. We don't have to sedate you. 'Cause you're a good kitty, huh? 'Cause you're a good kitty. She's good kitty. Yeah, because she's good at traveling cross country. Anyway, on that note, are you gonna come over here? I would also like to say that this video is probably better because this terrifying SpongeBob pillowcase, and it's the SpongeBob pillowcase, and it's among the most horrifying things in this entire house, and thankfully it is, invisible at this point. So, considering that it's December, I'd like to take a moment to share with everybody the only time of the year where this is useful information is that when you press the yellow button on this, it plays Last Christmas by Wham, which unfortunately has not managed to supersede the fact that I've had Anything for Love stuck in my head for all this time. The battery's gonna die on this camera right now, so we're gonna do this until it does.